If you think your bank account is safe from the influence of a pop star's world tour, you're missing the biggest shift in American wealth building we've seen in a generation. We are living in an era where cultural gravity has become a literal financial asset class. And if you aren't paying attention to the way social media influence is re engineering the US economy, you are leaving money on the table. Look at the Eras Tour. It wasn't just a series of concerts, it was a $5 billion seismic event that the Federal Reserve actually cited in its Beige Book for boosting the US economy. When Taylor Swift rolled into a city, hotel revenues didn't just tick up, they hit all time records, surpassing even the Super Bowl in some markets. This is what we call the Swift effect at Moneyfacts USA, but the real story for your wallet isn't about the music. It's about the blueprint of Taylornomics, the strategic mastery of intellectual property, audience loyalty, and the aggressive reclamation of one's own assets. You see it every time she re releases an album. She didn't just complain about her masters being sold, she utilized her social media leverage to force a market shift, essentially creating a Veblen good out of her own catalog where fans would pay a premium specifically because of the story behind the ownership. In the world of US finance, that is a masterclass in asset control. You need to ask yourself if you are treating your own skills and personal brand with that same level of Eros energy. Are you owning your masters, or are you just a session player in someone else's wealth strategy? At Moneyfacts USA, we've tracked how this influence driven economy has birthed a new trend called loud budgeting. It's the direct opposite of the old school, quiet wealth American tradition. Instead of hiding your financial wins or struggles, social media has made it culturally profitable to be vocal about your boundaries. When you tell your friends you aren't going to that expensive brunch because you're maxing out your Roth IRA for the year, you're participating in a social financial movement that Swift herself pioneered. The power of saying no to bad deals to protect your long term value. This shift is why we are seeing a massive migration toward direct to consumer wealth. Just as Swift bypassed traditional gatekeepers to talk directly to her fans, the smartest investors in America are bypassing traditional big box banks to use high yield fintech tools and direct indexing strategies. They are realizing that influence isn't just about likes, it's about the satellite strategy. This is where your primary income, your job, is just the sun at the center, and you build a solar system of complementary revenue streams like digital products, affiliate ventures, or fractional real estate, all held together by the brand of you. The reality of 2026 is that the traditional career ladder has been replaced by the creator flywheel. You don't have to be a billionaire pop star to apply these rules. You just have to understand that in the US market, attention is the new gold standard. Every time you post, every time you share your expertise, you are building a digital trust fund. Moneyfacts USA has seen that the most resilient American households right now aren't just diversified in stocks and bonds, they are diversified in their influence. They have a community that trusts them, which is a hedge against inflation that no treasury bond can match. Think about the bonuses Swift gave her truck drivers, $100,000 each. That wasn't just charity, it was an investment in the infrastructure of her brand. When you take care of your supply chain, whether that's your professional network or your local community, you create a moat around your wealth. We are moving into a period where your social capital is directly convertible into financial capital. If you are still waiting for a 3% raise at your 9 to 5 while ignoring the Swift sized opportunities in the digital economy, you are essentially betting against the future of the American dream. The eras of your financial life will change. You'll have your fearless stage where you take big risks and your reputation stage where you have to defend your assets. But the goal is to reach that billionaire era of mindset where you realize that you are the most valuable asset you will ever own. Stop looking at social media as a distraction and start looking at it as the most powerful leverage tool in the history of US private wealth. The playbook is right there in front of you. You just have to be bold enough to hit play.